Imagine losing $200 million out of your bank account. Now, that's too much, but Facebook just lost exactly that. 20% of their market capitalization was lost overnight following their earnings release of Q4 2021. That is the same as if Ford, General Motors, and Nissan, all the three combined, went to zero. That's nuts. So what happened? For the first time in their 17-year history, Facebook daily active users dropped, and they dropped by about 1 million people, maybe a little bit less. That's not a lot in the context of a company that has 1.9 billion people using their platform. However, you have to look at the trend over the last 2 years to figure out that the investor confidence is eroding. If you look at this chart, it looks like they've grown consistently. But if you look at the growth rate percentage of every quarter, you will realize that it's contracting to the point that it's now negative. And that's scary for investors. And some of the causes for this drop are that Facebook's user base, one of them myself, is aging, and the younger generations, especially the Gen Zs, are migrating to applications like TikTok, which are shorter form content and also, you could say, a little bit more fun and easy to understand. And TikTok is gaining a lot of traction, and they're eating up a lot of the chunk of the market, and this could represent a very, very hard existential threat for Zuckerberg's baby. In addition to this, the company has been highly scrutinized by regulators in the US, in Europe, and in Asia. Remember the Cambridge Analytica scandal? If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Netflix and watch The Social Dilemma. And most recently, and to make things worse, a whistleblower came out with Pandora's box. She started talking about how Facebook prioritized posts that instigated conflict and division instead of actually promoting bringing the world together, which is their mission. But why did the market react so violently? Well, it's not just the drop in users, it's also the fact that they might actually start losing money in 2022. And this is highly driven by Apple's policy, believe it or not. The fact that your iPhone asks you now whether you want that application that you just downloaded to track your data, that has a huge impact on Facebook's business because it cannot target the ads as it used to before. Think about those small businesses that used to advertise with Facebook to promote their business. They used to be the bread and butter for Facebook, but now the return is not the same because the ads are not going to be as relevant as before. So these small businesses would rather take their money and go invest it somewhere else. And to make things worse, they're actually going to the competition and they're putting that money in the Google Ads platform. Now, does that mean that the company will cease to exist? Well, not necessarily. They still have many, many bets that could potentially yield very good results. One of them is Reality Labs, which was disclosed last quarter, and it shows strong performance because it relates to the work that they're doing in the augmented and virtual reality space with their Oculus Quest 2, which I own, by the way. It's pretty cool. And also the store of VR games, it's pretty good. That probably can generate some money for them. They also came out with a digital wallet called Novi, which allows you to exchange money online without any fees. And this was actually part of their cryptocurrency bet, which was called Libra. However, it didn't launch with that, but it could be interesting down the road. And what's interesting about this is that it's actually backed up by a stable coin that's called the Pax dollar, which is backed up by the US dollar, which makes it a little safer. And most importantly, the metaverse, which is Facebook's moonshot move to dominate the internet in the next 10 years. Now, a lot of investment is going to be going into that direction, not just from Facebook, but other companies as well. But it seems that the payoff, they think, is going to be huge. So hope you like that. Let me know what you think about this. How do you use Facebook? Is it relevant or not relevant to you? Do you actually use TikTok instead of Facebook now? Or you just don't use it at all? Thanks so much. See you next time. Ciao.